Good morning, St George's. Welcome back to a new half term. I hope you've all had a restful break. Today, our collective worship will be exploring the theme of Lent.
What is Lent? Lent begins on Ash Wednesday, which is the day after Pancake Day, known as Shrove Tuesday. It is the start of a very important time in the Christian calendar. Lent leads up to Easter, the time that Christians remember Jesus' death and resurrection. Lent is 40 days long, not including Sundays. Why is Lent 40 days long? Before Jesus began his teaching, he spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert to be with God. During this time, he had no food. While Jesus was in the desert, the devil appeared, trying to tempt Jesus. The devil knew that Jesus was hungry, so he told him if he was indeed the Son of God, to turn the rocks nearby into bread. The devil knew Jesus could do this, but Jesus knew it was a trap and told him no. Next, the devil took Jesus to the holy city and to the top of a temple. He told Jesus to throw himself off the temple. If you are the Son of God, he told Jesus, then the angels will save you. But Jesus knew it was a trick, and he told the devil that he was not to test God, and he said no. Finally, the devil took Jesus to a very high mountain and told him, all the kingdoms of the world will be yours if you worship me. But Jesus told him to leave and that he only worshipped and served God. God was very pleased with Jesus and how he had resisted the devil's temptations. Jesus spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. He had no food. While he was in the desert, the devil tried to tempt him with food. The devil made Jesus many promises, but each time Jesus told him no. Lent lasts 40 days to remind Christians of Jesus' sacrifices when he was in the desert and also of his refusal to be tempted by the devil. What do Christians do during Lent? In the past, Christians would give up all rich food and drink during Lent. This meant foods such as meat, eggs, fats, and milk products weren't eaten. People used up their rich foods before Lent began by making pancakes. This is why we have Pancake Day, known as Shrove Tuesday. Today, many Christians mark Lent by trying to give up something that they like. It might be chocolate or something like video games. They do this to remember Jesus' sacrifice when he was in the desert and to test their own self-discipline, to see if they can say no to temptation, just as Jesus did. Lots of churches hold special Lent services. Lent ends at Easter, when Christians remember Jesus' death on the cross and his resurrection. Lent is a time for Christians to remember Jesus' sacrifice and how he resisted temptation. If you were giving up something for Lent, what would it be? Why would it be difficult for you to give up? Take some time to reflect on how it isn't easy to stop ourselves being tempted by things that we like, even though sometimes they may not be good for us.
I welcome you to join me in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you that in the business of life there are times to stop and think. Help us never to be so busy that we don't have time to be peaceful and silent. Thank you for times such as Lent that remind us to think about you and to consider what we can do to help others. Please help us always to be prepared to help other people. Amen. This is our school. Let peace dwell here. Let the room be full of contentment. Let love abide here. Love of one another, love of mankind, love of life itself, and love of God. Let us remember, as many hands may build a house, it's our many hearts that make a school. Amen.